Hello and welcome to Word from Your Mother. This is not a tarot reading. This is going to be study time. I'm going to read from a bunch of books, or I'm going to show you a selection of cards. They are all going to be a representation of the Seven of Pentacles. Alrighty. I will also have to pause this because there's something in the oven. And when the timer goes off, he's baking me out, so I'm leaving the door open, so he's got his earphones in so you don't have to hear what he's watching. And when the timer goes off, I've got to go take care of it. So, let's go. Alright. I found some more books. I'm still weeding some out. I added some more just because I have in the thumbnail that I took yesterday, or of the Ace of Pentacles one, I figured out that I can get about 12 cards in a half-ass decent shot. Okay? So, I can also get 12 cards in this space back here that I usually have the oracles in. It's 12 decks. And I've got, dun 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 dun, 12 books, thereabouts. I've got 2 extra ones that I can put any deck that you want to see in, if you want to see one displayed. Anyway, this is the Seven of Pentacles. And I'm going by size. I went through and I separated it all. And then this is the Chinese tarot, the Seven of Coins. And some of these are just weird. A nun begs for alms in Buddhist something. There's a whole bunch in it. The fly whisk symbolizes the command not to kill, as one brushes away flies rather than killing them. Divinatory meanings: ingenuity, growth, handiwork, progress, successful dealings, money, and treasure. Reverse meanings: impatience, uneasiness, impudent actions, loss of money, and unwise investments. Okay, how am I going to do this now? I'm going to do it like this. Ooh, that was almost really loud, and it's probably going to be really loud. Oh, glad I caught that. Okay, and then we have from the Silhouettes Tarot, we have the Seven of Pentacles. A hedgehog falls into thinking with a lot of fruits lying before him. Upright meanings: thinking, planning, harvest, returns, satisfaction, innocence, virtuous circle, sustainable, protection. I like that, virtuous circle. Reversed meanings: to be walled in by one's own worries, investment losses, and to begin well but end badly. The Chibi Tarot. Embodied by ever-popular succulents, the Seven of Pentacles constitutes business, money, altercation, and purification. Upright, the succulent in the center, enormous and covered in golden pinnacles, symbolizes lucrative business dealings. The 2 that flank it, much smaller in size, teach us that ingenuity is vital for success. The larger succulent found a way to adapt as it grew, as represented by the larger pot in which it sits. Reversed: just because money does not buy happiness does not mean you cannot be anxious about it. Take solace in knowing that recourse will find you soon. That means you're going to have a loss, right? Some of this wording is tricky. Okay. And wordy and flowery. Some of it I like, some of it annoys me. It's all in the story. Prisma Visions. Seven of Pentacles. I keep saying that. You know that by now, right? Right. A woman painstakingly buries her pentacles in the dirt. A clear allegory for material investment. A practical dreamer. She envisions a garden full of flowers where now there is only earth. The newly planted pentacles peek out of the soil, shedding the radiant light of their suit. A single golden orange hangs above, lighting her way with its succulent zest for life. Innocuous and unassuming, within every seed rests a sleeping empire. Whether or not it rises from dormancy depends on many factors, not the least of which is simple chance. Nevertheless, whatever you cultivate has a good chance of surviving into maturity, so take care that what you are planting is wholesome and fully accounted for. Don't be fooled by the smallness of their being. Potent and fertile, they wait to sire nations. Look what big dreams. See, that was pretty awesome. Now we have the Biblical Tarot. Which is the Seven of Grains, and it says, still other seed fell on good soil where it produced a crop 160 or 30 times what was sown. Matthew 13:8, Parable of the Sower. Upright meaning, patience and perseverance, assessment of efforts, continued diligence, and hope for reward. I like that, hope for reward. Reversed meaning, impatience, re-evaluation, disappointment, missed opportunities, cut your losses. You know, I throw on my own stuff. I smell something cooking. I smell it. I smell it. Okay, and we got a, I do have a little book for this guy, so I dug it out. It came with my mini deck of this actually, but I was like, hey, okay. So the Seven of Pentacles in the little book is a weary young peasant rests at the end of a long day in the field. You are working hard, but more consistent effort is needed. This card is about patience. Things will happen, but not now. Reversed, impatience could lead to risky investments. I guess it is about patience, but I have always seen it as impatience. Okay. A young man, leaning on his staff, looks intently at 7 pentacles attached to a clump of greenery on his right. One would say that these were his treasures and that his heart was there. These are exceedingly contradictory in the main. It is a card of money, business, and barter, but one reading gives altercation, quarrel, and another innocence, ingenuity, and purgation. Reversed is a cause for anxiety regarding money which may be proposed to lend. I guess it's a gray area. There's different ways to hold a grudge. Okay, I'll stop. But yeah. Anyway, that's what it said. One would say that these were his treasures and that his heart was there. The Witch's Tarot, which is a pip deck. Ingenuity, growth and hard work, progress, successful dealings, money, wealth, treasure, and gain. Are anxiety, impatience, uneasiness, imprudent actions, loss of money, and unwise investment. So far this has been pretty painless. Oh, this is going to be a longer one. This does have a story, and I don't know that I would do this all the time, but just because, I'm going to read you the story of the Seven of Pentacles, or I mean the Suit of Pentacles for the Mythic Tarot, just because this is a story. The story of Daedalus, and you'll have to forgive whatever I say. I can hear you giggling. What'd she say? Mommy, what'd she say? The story of Daedalus, the Athenian craftsman who built the labyrinth for the king Minos of Crete, is a subtle tale, and its hero is painted in many hues, for he is neither a wholly good man nor a villain, but a curious mixture of both. This story, with both its a genius and a moral protagonist, benefits the suit of Pentacles. Did I put it up here? Sorry. Well, you can look at that while I'm reading it. Benefits the suit of Pentacles, for it illustrates the problems, challenges, and aspirations, pitfalls, and complex morality of the earthly endeavor with its... How many pages is this? Oh, we're not going to do that. I'd have to read this whole book. Okay. Sorry about that. False start. Anyway, it sounded good on paper. I thought I'd try it. I have another one marked too. I am trying to explore the books as well. But we don't want to be here all day, do we? Do we? Seven of Pentacles. The card of the Seven of Pentacles portrays Daedalus in the palace of King Minos. To his right, mounted on a painted column upon which his hand rests possessively, are 6 golden pentacles. To his left stands Queen Pasiphae, Minos' wife, clothed in purple robes and wearing a golden crown on her long brown hair. She wears an expression of anguish and desperation on her face and offers the craftsman a single golden pentacle. Behind her can be seen the head and shoulders of a white bull. The Seven of Pentacles portrays the situation of a difficult decision. Here we see Daedalus in the position of material security and royal favor, represented by the 6 golden pentacles beside him. He has worked long and hard to achieve his place at court and can be justifiably proud of the new edifice he has built from the ruin embodied in the 5 and the lucky gesture of benevolence implied by the 6. But now a new factor has entered the story, a proposition which might turn out to be even better in its rewards than the old, or which might turn out to participate even worse. To side with Queen Persephone, I don't know if that's Pasiphae or it's not Persephone. No way. Pasiphae means to betray his patron, yet it also means following the will of the god Poseidon, who, being a god, might in the end turn out to be a far more sensible choice of ally. Translated in more ordinary terms, the choice portrayed in the Seven of Pentacles reflects a situation where we are called upon to decide between the security of what we already have and the shaky, uncertain possibilities of the new direction, which may or may not lead to future success. One pole represents the safe choice, although there is implied in such safety the danger of stagnation, and even misfortune if something divinely inspired is rejected in favor of what is secure, but lacking in vitality. Oh, yesterday, or this morning, 4 cups, but I'll stay forever. The other pole represents something possibly risky, even dangerous, perhaps immoral, in the sense that it flies in the face of popular opinion. Yet this dangerous new possibility contains a life force and potential for growth which might far outweigh the rewards of the secure path. Thus the 7 embodies a situation which sooner or later comes to every individual who attempts to manifest creative energy in the world. The hope for success may be achieved, but along with it, the youthful spirit of the gamble is often lost, and there may be a limit to what one can accomplish through one channel alone, an alternative answer. The problem is whether or not to take the new opportunity and risk losing all that has been built. On a divinatory level, the 7 of Pentacles augurs a time when a difficult work decision must be made. Care and forethought is needed, and the question arises of whether to continue to develop what one has already built or to put energy into a new project. Thunderbutt. The Enchanted Forest. 7 of Boons. In the Enchanted Forest, there is always a door when you need one, eventually. The forest decides when your need is great enough to warrant a portal, And then sometimes it gives you more. This is like in the Rolling Stones, man. You don't get what you want, you get what you need. And then sometimes it gives you more than one. The next stage of your journey is determined by the door that you choose, so take your time. Don't rush through the first door that appears to you. Remember, this is a magical place, and things are not always what they seem. Sit down and observe the scene for a while to judge its permanence. You don't want to step through into a door into nothingness. This card is about patience as much as it's about choice. As you may have noticed, the suit of boons doesn't go in much for speed or impetuosity. It's about our practical responses to practical problems, even in the realm of enchantment. If you don't know what to do yet, then don't do anything. Simple as that. Remember, once you choose a door, all the other doors disappear. Patience, timeliness, waiting for obvious directions. Waiting for obvious directions. Waiting for obvious directions. Do you wait too long? Don't wait too long. Recognizing the, yes, you have to recognize it. Recognizing the best option. Upside down is each door bears a different symbol placed there by magic. Which one calls to you? That sounds like gobbledygook. Let's have a look at these. Look, I want to tell you I like the one in the middle, but really I like it because of the three little dots. If it wasn't for the three little dots, I wouldn't like it. Whatever that means. Hope y'all can see it. Maybe I can help a little bit like this. A big close-up. Okay. Oh, I smell something cooking. This is another kind of a reader. The rest of them are readers, I do believe. This is Nostradamus, and like I said before, don't think I didn't have to look. Her, oh, Princess is awake. Hello. Hello, my love, my love. I cannot open that door right now. No, I cannot. The Seven of Spheres. A couplet from the original quatrain, 7-30, is, oh, I can't read that. Treasure rediscovered gives offense to all, and within two places near the basilica. Man. What has been prepared or worked for comes to fruition when efforts are blessed by divine grace. The image from the lost book suggests two people discussing spiritual or secular knowledge. Wisdom they will hopefully put the best use possible. But there is also a thread of conflict either between the two or within you, represented by a third figure who crouches beside them and looks back over one's shoulder as if seeking wisdom from elsewhere. The greatest gifts may need caution and consideration, even when they come from such an essential source. That looks like Grandma Wormtongue, dude. On the other hand, this card is all about gain, money, profit, and wealth. On the one hand, this card is all about gain, money, profit, and wealth. On the other, it carries a sense of things getting in the way, of slowing down or getting nowhere. The older meanings suggest that this has to do with taking a break, or purging yourself of the clutter in your life or things that are no longer needed. Take care not to be too much of a perfectionist, and such an approach can limit progress. Reversed, you may find yourself plagued with depression and anxiety, both of which prevent you from moving forward or finding a good solution to your issues. Look carefully at your problems and take a deep breath, and you will find that you can weather the storm. Upright, a reward for good work, money, wealth, profit, purification. Reversed, anxiety, melancholy, setbacks, distrust, and foolish investments. I'm liking this book, but I can't get down with these cards, man. I might be able to, like, use one as an oracle, right? That kind of a, I don't know. Okay. And once again, we've discussed the fact that these cards suck. We all know it. I know it. You know it. There it is. Hey, get in. No. 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 I cannot help you. Not right now. Your timing is always impeccable, Your Majesty. Go, 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 go. Out, 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 out. This peasant's farmer's somewhat bowed figure suggests a certain inertia and fatigue. He has labored long and hard cultivating his garden in this barren place. The soil is rocky, and at best it seems a poor spot. Evaluating the results of his efforts, he is disheartened. His project, started with such hopefulness, now seems blighted. The plant's sharp thorns have stabbed the fingers of the cultivator. Dark clouds have formed overhead, and there is a trace of snow in the gray sky. Will an early winter destroy all that he has worked for? Projecting a fondness for botany and horticulture, this card also advises the necessity of the two most important requirements for such pursuits, that is to say, time as well as patience. Lessons are to be learned from both successes and failures. Good results take time, and each plant or plan that has an individual cycle that takes a specific time to be completed. Fear of failing or indulging in worry about future results will not determine a favorable outcome. See, he's standing worrying. You must maintain a strong desire to achieve even in the face of defeat. The roots have dug deeply into the soil, and the garden will bloom again in its own time. Remember that it is neither profitable nor necessary to continually measure the growth of your project. And it says, it says take a garden to the apple and hold the apple. This is ridiculous. Hold the apple, and you have to say this 3 times, concentrating and projecting these thoughts into the apple. As my plants grow, as the earth moves, and as the fruit ripens, so I bud and blossom and I receive. And then you eat the apple. That's just bizarre enough to keep it. Okay. And then we have more reading for, I'll put you back up, my friend. And this book says Tarot Made Easy. And when you come across the 7 of Pentacles in a reading, you should notice, look for a period of introspection or solitude. They also indicate unlooked for advantages are gained through things that come unexpectedly. If it's the focus of your reading, many Pentacles 3 or more indicate that conditions are taking form or are in the process of being demonstrated, like evidence is stacking up, you feel me? The focus is on the situation or a pause in progress which causes great dissatisfaction, impatience, anxiety or depression, and on the re-evaluation of goals, aspirations, or life itself. Time and patience. If it's the 7 of Pentacles is in the realm of desire, you want to be productive, make more money, or move on to something else entirely. If it shows up as a romance, you will be disappointed in love and will unhappily resign yourself to the prospect of continuing on alone. If it shows up in the unexpected spot, you will be pleasantly surprised by someone who inadvertently provides the key ingredient or missing link needed to reinforce your determination and ensure the success of an idea, project, or enterprise. Something you wanted or was looking for but didn't know existed. If it shows up as far as others are concerned, someone or something will inadvertently provide the means for you to turn a frustrating or negative situation into an extremely positive one. If it shows up in the home, you will experience fear and anxiety over money that should have been paid but hasn't arrived and may not. But money will arrive through another avenue that will more than make up the difference. If it shows up in travel, you will travel or be away from home, and though you will enjoy yourself, the weather will be hot and sticky. If it shows up in some form of paperwork, You will be bogged down with paperwork, and progress will be very slow. Watch out for plagiarism or the theft of ideas. Stolen valor. If it shows up in work and career, you will be dissatisfied with your progress and experience anxiety about your business or financial state, and you will want to be much more successful or solvent. Okay, and the last one. Oh no, I've still got Thoth. Thoth is the very last one. We know them cards derail me, so I have to look at them last. Alright. This is your last reader though. The suit, oh well. Now this is something I was going to have a look at too. Just maybe once, just for right now. For the purpose of divination, the suit of Pentacles represents the material aspect of our daily lives, the element of earth, the three earthy signs of the zodiac, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The letter He, completion of energy into form of the tetragrammaton. The suit of Pentacles is the suit of money and material things, and is perhaps the most straightforward of all the ones to deal with. It is, in many ways, it is also the most useful, for it is wholly concerned with the tangible and the practical, the here and now, and the absolutely real. Okay, I'll read this. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about this suit, and because of its down-to-earth nature, it takes an excellent subsidiary majority. A majority of this suit, on the other hand, can be extremely difficult to deal with. There's no ambivalence about it. Of course, quite the opposite. The difficulty here lies in avoiding the mere recitation of fact. It may be interesting to your querent that you are able to reel off the facts of his life with a large degree of accuracy, but it's not at all helpful to him. And so, paradoxically, this most real of all suits must be read only in the light of its subsidiary backup. Basically, majorities and subsidiaries serve to give subject and accent to a reading. If, for example, a majority of wands... Okay, now you're getting off. Okay, hold on. I don't want to... Okay, so we know this book makes comparisons. Well, okay, I'm just looking for information about the Pentacles. So... This has nothing to do with Pentacles. Okay. Okay, it says that the Pentacles are dark, rich brown, dark-haired, dark-colored eyes. And then, okay, I may remove this book from the description of the Pentacle was great. Okay. Suit of Pentacles. Okay, let's go to the Seven of Pentacles in this book. Okay, here it says, and these are the notes that I wrote. A young man leaning on his staff looks intently. I copied this straight out of the other book. I'm sure I did. A young man leaning on his staff looks intently at Seven Pentacles attached to a clump of greenery on his right. One would say that these were his treasures and that his heart was there. Numerical value of 7. The Lord of Success Unfulfilled. Dignified the failure of a promising project. Unprofitable speculation, charitable work undertaken for no reason. Oh, so it's bad upside and right side up. It's a bad bet. The failure of a promising project, unprofitable speculation, charitable work undertaken for no reward. There's no payback. Up right side up, there's no payback. Profitable employment neglected through lack of interest. And then upside down, it says financial problems, bankruptcy, and loss. Gambling sometimes. Okay, I'm going to have to keep this in. But I will shorten it up considerably. Okay. And now our last one is the Thoth deck. I'll take that down again. And here we go. And this I saw too, which surprised me. In this deck right here, there's a little word right here under. It says discs, you know, for the pentacles and stuff, but it says failure right here. And in the book it says the 7 of discs equals failure. Saturn in Taurus, Netzach. The discs are in the geometric figure Rubeus. They now represent only the one planet Earth and are engraved with the signs of Aries and Saturn. The conception suggests the binding conditions of earthly life. Okay. See you soon.